Hello everyone. In this session we will talk about locate, find and find string. So these are three functions here. So all these functions are working for dynamic array. So if you see one example uh, here, so this is find what are the syntax. So we have similar sentence for all these three. So you can see what does find do. It searches the position of entire string in dynamic array. And this is what the syntax. This is very simple syntax and it's very simple concept. Another one is find string and third one is locate. So all these three are searching some strings in dynamic array. So before getting into this, I would like to know how to represent T24 records in dynamic array. So first of all, you should know the answer of this question. So by default, you already know by default all the variables in T24 are dynamic array. So, and all values within that dynamic array are delimited or separated by field marker, value marker, or sub value marker. So I hope you understand this concept. So, so we'll take some example here to make you understand. For example, take one college application here. So this is like college application. It's the same as you have seen in same as user application here. So what happened, even if I'm talking about user application, this is one record. So if you click here in company code, so you will get second record. Again, if you will click, you will get third company record. What does it mean? Means we can give access to user for different companies. Here we can mention company 1, company 2 and company 3. So if you want, you can add one more. So there are, means this is infinite. You can add how many you want, and even you can remove this. So all these values are called multi-value. So you can say for company we have three multi-values here. So how you will represent multi-value in array? So we have, you already know, it's like value marker. We have at the rate VM sign. So that looks like something at the rate VM. So it will represent, means we have three fields there. And there's one more called field marker. So you can see here username is one field. We don't have any multi-value for username. And similarly we have sign on name. So these two are, we can say these two will be separated with field marker because we don't have anything here. Similarly we have classification, user on, sign on name and classification and language. All these three will be separated with field marker. So field marker will represent something like this, and at the rate field marker. And value marker we represent all the multi-values like company code and company code 2 will be separated with value marker, that's called at the rate VM. And similarly company code 3 as well. So we have company code 2 and company code 3 that is also separated with at the rate VM. But here we have department code, means company code 3 will be separated with field marker here with department code. So similarly, if you come down here, you will see customer 1 and customer 2. So customer 1 and customer 2, if I can remove this. So you see customer 1, and if I'm expanding this, I get another customer here, customer 2. But if you will notice, we are getting account uh, with customer, account 2 with customer. If I will click here, so customer 3 and account 3.1 with customer. So here even if you see, we got this sign. If I click this, so you get 1.1, 1.2, and within first customer you can add multiple sets of custom accounts. So these 1.1, 1.2 here is sub value. I hope you understand this concept of sub value. So these are customer one is like multi-value because 1.1 and here customer 2, here customer 3. So these three are multi-value, customer 1, customer 2 and customer 3. But 1.1, if I expand this, 1.1, 1.2, here 2.1 and 2.2, and if I am expanding 3.1, 3.2, so all these are example of sub value, subset. So you can see here sub value how we can represent this account to 1 and account 2 with @sm sign. So @sm. So I hope you understand what is field marker, what is value marker, and what is sub value marker. So take one example. This is my own similar to user. I have created my own example here. That is called suppose we have one college application. So first will be name of college and this will be address. So suppose here we can add multi value here. So I can make 2.1 address. So suppose college has 3 branches. So I can do, if I clicking that field, so I can open 3 address. So those will be like this, something like this. Just assume there is no mandatory fields. I'm just clicking here. And if you see here, 3 point and 4 point, 3.1 course category and 4.11 is course category. So this is also one multi-value, just assume. So if I'm clicking this, 3.1, if I'm clicking some plus sign here, if I'm trying to expanding this, so it will be like this. So we'll have 3.2 here and we will be having 4.2 here. So hope you understand. And one more thing I will say you here, 3.1 course category and 3.2 course category are multi-value and 4. These are like multi-value here. So I hope you understand. And 4.1.1 and 4.2.1, those will be also multi-value here. Because I will tell you why. Don't get confused. Whether it's a multi-value or sub-value, don't get confused. It will be multi-value set. Because second field, if you notice here, 4.1 and this is 4.2. Only second fields are getting changed here. So it's a multi-value here. But if I'm adding one more here, one more field here, because might be I have plus sign to expand this further. So this will looks like this. So you can see 4.1 has 2 instances here, 1 and 2. So these are sub values. Similarly, if I am clicking it here, so it will be expanding like 4.2.2. So 4.2 has 2 instances here. First 2.1 and 0.2. So it's a sub value. So if I'm inputting some value here, for example, I have given some value. So it will looks like this something. So assume this looks like this. So what I have given here name is IIT India and it has 3 branches because I have already expanded this for 3 times because I have 3 branches. So Delhi, Mumbai and Raipur, these are 3 cities. So I have just inputted that. And it's offer 2 courses. One is for computer science and one is for mechanical engineering. So that's why once I will click 3.1, the same way you have already seen here how I have done. So I have computer science branch and another branch mechanical. So inside computer science we have 2 courses. One is for software engineering, one is for computer hardware engineering. And inside mechanical here I got 4.2.1 for mechanical drawing and machine drawing, and another one is for auto engine. So if I want one, I can add one more here. So that will have 4.2.3 if I would like to add one more course inside this category. So might be I will have some plus sign. Similarly, you have seen this some example here. So customer here, if I'm removing everything here. So we got customer and account one set. If I'm clicking this, so I got another multi-value here. But if you see account 1.1 and account 2.2 is like here, those are multi-value. Those are also multi-value because 1.1 and here 2.1. But if I am expanding this, so 1.1, 1.2 and 1.3, those are like sub-values here. But customer 1 and customer 2 is multi-value. And again, if I am adding here, so you can see there are again three sub-values, account 2.1, account 2.2 and account 2.3. And for second customer, for first customer we have 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So I hope you understand means what is like multi-value, what is sub-value. And these are like field. So all fields are representing with FM. These sub-value 1.1, 2.3 will be represented with @SM sign, and customer point 1, customer 2, those will be represented with @VM sign because those are multi-value set. So come back to our point here. So now we have question how this thing will be stored in array. So if you remember, I have given you one during first session, that is like introduction of Infobasic and data type. I have given you one example where I have used my code in debug mode and I was trying to read one record. So let's do that again. I will show you that just to remind you. I will run that code again to find my values. So if you remember, I have created one customer record. That's number is 111754, and I have inputted some values here. So if you notice here, first record mnemonic, that is name here and Duce. Here 2.1, but we don't have 2.2, so we can't say it's a multi-value. Again, if you see 3.1, so it's like first qualifier is changing 1, 2, 3. 4.1 we might be not given any input, so that's why it's we can't see there. We are in C mode, so that's a empty null value. That's why it's not coming here. While creation of record, if I would have given some 4.1 value, then it will come here, but it's not coming because we haven't given any input there. So if you see here 5.1. Similarly, if you see, notice here 6.1.1 and 6.1.2. So for 6.1 we got two instance here, two address. So it means these are sub value. And if you come down 7.1, it's a single unique field, 8.1 and 8.2. So these are like multi-value here, 8.1 and 2. So multi-value means this should be represented with whenever I will try to read this record, this will be represented with VM @VM. And sector, account officer, these are all Unix fields here. We don't have any multi-value and sub-values. So all these fields should be represented with @FM. Now I will run this program. What I will do, I will run one Infobasic program to read this record. I will show you how we can read this record. So I have already one program that I have written. Don't worry if you don't understand this program, these fields as of now. But just only, I guess you know prompt why we are using. Please input customer ID, and I will read that customer ID here. And I'm just so if you go down, so I'm just reading that record somewhere in tables. This is app customer tables. I'm just reading here. I have used one T24 core provided routine, and I have kept debug mode, and I'm just reading customer record or customer rec. So this is what if you see this statement, read record, this is your table name, this is your ID. This ID I am getting from input, and this is output. So it's a dynamic array that will be part of that is a output for this routine, and some errors, and we don't want to talk about. All these are comments now, and just kept debug, and I'm just want to in debug mode I want to see this records how it looks, how our dynamic array. So when I will read the same record here, so these all values will be stored because this is a dynamic array in array. So I'm just going to display you how this will look like. So if I'm running this now, if I will try to do FIBCR, it will give me error. I will show you why we should not do FIBCR. If you see, so FIBCR, if I'm doing here, it's giving me some I common file location error something. That's why I'm not recommending to do FIBCR. So what you can do, it's always better to do basic and catalog. So I will do basic. So I'm not getting compilation error if I'm using basic. Now I will do catalog. So it's been done. Now I will run this. So you already know how to run. So this is program name, just running this. It's asking me input customer ID. Do you remember what customer ID was? I don't know. So it's a 111754. I'm just going to read this record now. 111754. So it's a, as I have my program is in debug mode, that's why I'm getting debug here. And I want to display. To display, we need to use V. On what field I want to display? I want to display this record. So if I will do right click here, so I can see all these records being displayed now. So I can copy this here somewhere in Notepad. So this is the representation of all records in dynamic array. So this was my record name, you have already seen, and how the things are stored here in dynamic array. So what does this sign? So this sign means your FM. If you see, if you see this sign, it's me. This sign is called caret sign, and if I'm copying this here, so this is means @FM, and this sign here, this sign called @SM, and we must have another sign something like this somewhere. That should be somewhere here. So this sign called VM. So if you will want to represent this in your own array, so this sign means FM, this sign means SM, and this is VM. So if you see here, if I'm opening my program now, so if you see these two value bit Andrew and Andrew J. So these are like independent fields here. 2.1, but we don't have 2.2, so that's why it will be one field. So these fields are separated with field marker here and sign. And if I coming to another field Andrew Jerry here, this is also field marker. And as we don't have 4.1, that's why you will see a space here and another field marker. And after that, you will see 2 Broomfield Road 5.1, that is also start with field marker. And again here After that 6.1.1, so this is another field that, so 6.1.1 and 5.1 will be separated with field marker here. So A12 is field marker, but A12 and Newcastle, this is 6.1, and we got two instances of 6.1, that is 1 and 2. So those two will be separate. Those are like sub values. So those two fields are separated with here slash sign. It means that is at the rate SM sign. And again, if you come to this address to and UK, Newcastle and UK, that will be separated with field marker. And if you see here, and UK and NE34HH, that will also separated with field marker. But if you see 8.1 and 8.2, those are multi-value. So those will be separated with closing bracket sign. And again, if you come here and R1, 2PY and 1001, if those two will be separated with field marker. No, and R1, 2PY and 1001, that will be separated with field marker. But between 8.2 to up to 23, we have 9, 10, 11, all those fields are blank. That's why we have here blank string everywhere. And after that 1001. So that is also separated with field marker here. So come back again. So again 23 to 21, 1001 and 1 is separated with field marker. 25 is missing, but that will also be separated with field marker here. And 1000 is separated with field marker, but we have one missing field called 25. After 26, 27, we have one that is separated with field marker, and 28 US is also separated with field marker. 29 is also separated with field marker, and after 29 we have 30 US, that is also separated field marker. So if you come down now, so Control F, enter. So in this way, I guess you understand what I want to say, how we are representing this, how things are getting stored in T24. So this is how things been done. Now, if you want to, now I hope you are clear till now how the things are stored. So this is all called dynamic array. This is one dynamic array, and all values here are separated by separator or delimiter. Separator called field marker, or so this is called sub value marker, and this is called value marker. So you have already seen this when we have started our introduction of Infobasic. I will show you again that PPT. So if you remember, this is this PPT we have created for you. So we have already discussed this while introduction of Infobasic, and I have written here delimiters used to store different type of data type in dynamic arrays. So we have these three, and this is how we're representing and how this is getting printed. So this value is getting printed like this when we run T24. So I hope you are clear till now. So now come back to our table now. So this was our record that we have created, that is college record. So if you see here IIT India Delhi, so name has one field and address. So I can represent this in array something like this. Are you agree with my point here? So if you compare this here, so you can see I have this string, and I have one separator here. So I used concatenation sign because I'm just going to put it in our code. So this is record. So as of now it's not stored. Once this code will executed, this all string will be stored here. So this is concatenation sign I have added so that I can add one field marker here. So this is field marker, again another string, and again I got the same sign to concatenate that next field, but I have taken VM here. I hope you understand why I have taken VM, why I have taken FM. So these three will be represented in VM till Raipur So once I will moved out from Raipur, and computer science will be like FM, and computer science and hardware engineering will be computer science. If I'm talking about here 3.1, so immediate I will have to write 3.2 as well. So computer science and VM mechanical, so those will be represented in VM. And FM again, I will back to software engineering, and that will be separated with @SM, because this is a sub value marker with hardware engineering. And again this 4.1.2, and we are moving to 4.2 second qualifier here. So 4.1 and 4.2.1, this machine drawing and hardware engineering will be separated with VM. So you can see hardware engineering separated with machine drawing with VM. And again here mechanical drawing, this mechanical drawing and auto engine will be separated with SM. I hope you understand, because we have two instances of 4.2 here, 1 and 2. So that's why I have used @SM sign here. And again, if you see, this is free text. That is, I haven't inputted anything, but I have taken here blank space @FN, and inputter who has inputted these transactions, his ID is trainer1, and that will also with FM. So I hope you understand why I have written this and how I have written. So what I will do now, I will copy this in code, and we'll talk about all these functions after that. So I'm just going to copy. So the same thing, if I will see this, so we can written this like this also with the caret sign and slash, and but in T24 in our code I will write this something like this. So I'm just preparing my dynamic array. I'm just assigning this value here in this field. So this array, I'm just going to assign this. I'm not displaying, I'm not running T24. It's a not, this table is not there in our T24. I have just created this table as a dynamic array, and I'm just trying to represent this. So you can create any of your, but for this I have just created this one. So let's move out. So what I will do, I'm just going to create my code now. So I'm just going to copy this here. So I have created one program called PGM6, and I've just pasted this. So everything is written here now. The same record I have copied here. You can see everything is stored here till train 1. Now we'll talk about all those functions. So come back to talk. First we'll talk about find. What this find function does. We'll see this. So I will just copy this string here. So what does it do? It searches the position of entire string in a dynamic array. So if I will show you how it will work, then it will easy for you. So for example, so we have already this table in our we have already stored this table. Now if I want to search uh, software engineering, where I have to search in this array. So I will show you, it will give you position. So if I'm searching software engineering, so what's the position is 4.1.1. So I should get 4.1.1. So find its search. So what it will search, you need to give here. I will copy this. And I will put what I'm searching here, software engineering. So in case you got some requirement to search any field in search any string in any dynamic array, so how you will do that? array name. So what's your array name? This is my array name. So this is just a statement, you need to remember this. So what it will do, it will find the software engineering from in this array and setting position 1, 2, 3. So you know what is position. For example, this is first position, this is second position, is third. So if this string is at 4.1 point, for example, if this string is 4.1.1, so 4 is your first position, 1 is second position, is this one is third position. So it will set the position and then you can display this position. I will show you, don't worry. So you can use then or else. So then else null, in case if it doesn't found anything, then it will set null. For example, if you don't have software engineering, if there may be, then it will set all these value null and we can display crt position is, I will show you how I will copy there. So this sign is for concatenation sign. I can copy all these positions here, but all these positions should be separated like this. So if I will copy paste this code here in my program, like this. So we are talking about find first. I will run. So what's the result we should get? 412. Because you can find this array here in 4.1.1. I can use FINDSTR here because I'm not using any T24 tables. So position is blank. I don't know what mistake I did. We'll see it again. So if you notice here, we got b.college, but I have written y.college. Might be something wrong. So I will change this to y.college. You might have noticed this earlier, but as this is not one-to-one interaction session, so you might have waiting for me to correct this. So let's run now. Yes, so we got position 4.1.1. So you can see it here, 4.1.1. So I hope you understand how this works, software engineering. So how this find string work. Now we'll type C find string. So find string is like we can, it's the same as find, but the only difference is here we can use substring or partial string. So if you don't want to write software engineer, you can only write here in this, you can only write substring like soft partial string. So it can help you to search some partial string like this. If I'm trying to search now, I will change find str, but we need to write str as well. So I will get same result. Or else we'll take another example instead of here auto. I'm just taking auto. Instead of soft, I will take auto. And I will, we need this also. I will mention something like this, find str. First one was for find. Now I will change the variable also. 3, 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, 6. Now I will run. So what result we should get for find auto? So we can see here auto engine is at 4.2.2. So we should get these 4.2.2 now. 42, 4.2.2, that's correct. We are getting correct result, 4.2.2. So this time we only passed auto, not engine. So you remember, means if you, this is like some partial search. If you want, if you're not able to remember full name, someone's full name, then you can give your half name or some partial things. So I hope you understand about find a string, and another one will take locate. So locate is also used for searching. So it search a string in a dynamic array and get its position. So what's the difference here? In locate, you will have to pass all the values. Means in case if you want to ensure, if you want to ensure like what you should say, if you want to ensure whether hardware engineering is in at 4.1.2 or not. So if it is there, you will get position 2 as the answer. So this is how it works. So again, another assignment, if you want to ensure mechanical drawing, whether that's in at 4.2.1 or not. So if it is there, then you will get answer 1 here. So I hope you understand how locate is work. So we'll take some example for this as well. So I'm just going to give one example here. So what we have to ensure, I want to ensure this, whether hardware engineering is at 4.1.2 or not. So string name, hardware engineering in array, and we need to mention position as well. So it was Y college. This is name of array. I have mentioned, and this is field position, multi-value position. So what we were checking, hardware engineering. So we'll mention these three fields here. So dynamic array always representing with this sign. I can remove all these now. And one thing also you will notice, you will get only one position here, not like others we have position 1, 2, position 2, position 3, but here only will get one position. If it doesn't found, it will set to null, or then we not needed everything you can write, because we are just getting position. So then, or then you can mention then uh, position is something like that. Then CRT you can write, then otherwise I will write you, I will this time will take with then. So then what, then I want to display something, CRT, sorry, CRT. Is that pause? Yes, is that pause only. And I will mention locate here so that you can. So locate hardware engineering in. So we'll see. We should get answer 2. here. So I'm just going to run now. I hope I have given correct y college 412. So you can see second position. So it means, so you understand how locators work. So it's just if you want to ensuring whether this is, but this is also searching there. So this is all these three are doing search. You have seen the differences here. But when you are using locate, you need to provide position array. So for if you are searching something in value, then you need to give only 4, 5 to field position. But if you are using, you can write, for example, what I want to say here. So if you are searching something in this field, then you can give only 1 there. Or if you are searching address at 2.1, then you need to give 2 and comma 1 here. So as our field is a sub value set, that's why we have given a hardware 3 input here. But if you have some multi value, so you can give 4.1 only. Means I don't know, for our example, 2.2. If you are searching Mumbai, then you can give, if you can write here Mumbai in y college 2 comma 2 setting. So if it doesn't found, then you will get blank. For example, I'm just changing all the values now. I don't find software here because I have added one, and for this find string also have added, so that we should not find this, and locate also have added one. So now one hardware engineering is not present, one auto is not present in find string, and for find also one software engineering is not present. So we'll see what result we are getting here. So we should get blank everywhere. So you can see we got blank. Find position is, find string position is, and because third one is only we have used then there, that's why if it is not then condition is there, if you remember, I will show you. That's why we don't have that statement display, because if you see here locate setting position, if this position set, then only it will display, otherwise it won't. Are you getting why we haven't got this message displayed here? Because we have mentioned it in then, rest are there in else, that's why we have null there, else, and we have written that statement separately here. What we did, we made it else, and we have written this statement separate. But as in we have for the locate, we have written this statement with then of this string. That's why it's not get displayed. So I hope you understand this session. Still, if you have any confusion, just feel free to post your message or mail me. Thank you very much. We'll see another session, another topic. Thank you very much.